Hey y'all, happy Monday. Sorry, something's trying to come up on the computer. I'll leave it. Hopefully it won't mess with anything. Happy Monday. Oh, how did we get here so fast? We're already back at Monday. What a great weekend. It was a great weekend. Got to watch both my grandsons play, or two of my grandsons play football Friday night and Saturday night. Friday night was heartbreaking, and Saturday night was a great day. They won, and it was exciting, and I just love watching those little guys. But and then yesterday, church, two amazing services. The praise team revealed their new song that they wrote while they were at the retreat, and it's amazing. They did such an amazing job. I'm so thankful that they're part of our team here, and that's what we are here, as a team, a family. I'm just astounded by what they did. I cried during the first service, but I kept it together during the second service when Dawn sang that song. It was amazing. And then last night had women's group and a lot of laughs, and I'm so thankful to be able to have women's group. Have a group of ladies who are encouraging and who will lift one another up, and that I can share with and be transparent with. And I'm so thankful for them. Got kind of a discouraging text right before I started, and kind of made me sad, but the Lord just provided for me. He provided for me. That's the only way I can say it. We had laughter. I did a different kind of lesson last night, and I'm going to kind of go through, because one part of that lesson just stuck with me so deeply, even into the night. I didn't sleep well last night. I just kept going over some things and going over and going over. And you know how sometimes we can't get our mind to shut off. And that's one of the things I asked the ladies last night. How do you get your mind to shut off? Because I'm having trouble doing that with mine. Having trouble when I go to bed to get my mind just to quiet. And they all shared, and we all talked about how we get our eyes focused back on Jesus. And it was just so good. But I started out with, do you like a salty treat or a sweet treat? And then I added spicy because I had some hot tamales, but spicy really didn't go with the lesson. But salty or sweet? And in talking about that, we talked about Mary and Martha and Mary, however you want to put it, and the three different stories in the Bible that they are a part of. And the first story is naturally the one that everybody knows, that Jesus came to their house, and Martha was busy making that dinner, making sure everything was taken care of, and Mary was sitting at the feet of Jesus learning what he taught. And Martha went to him and said, Lord, it's unfair. Tell her to get up and help me. And Jesus said, there's only one thing that is of utmost importance, and I'm not going to take that away from her. But it's another story. It's the other story that stuck with me. And because Mary and Martha both were different. Their personalities were different. Mary was a doer, Martha was a doer. Martha was up and busy and doing. But when her brother got sick, when Lazarus got sick, and she sent for Jesus, she walked out there and she told him, I know because you're here, he will be healed. She honored him. She knew who he was. So she wasn't always just a doer. She was also learning. She was also being taught by Jesus. And that to me is amazing. But in the last story, it was 6 days before the Passover ceremonies began. This is in John 12, starting at verse 1. Jesus arrived in Bethany at the home of Lazarus. He'd been there many times, the man he had raised from the dead. A dinner was prepared in Jesus' honor. Martha served, and Lazarus sat at the table with him. Then Mary took a 12-ounce jar of expensive perfume made from essence of nard, and she anointed Jesus' feet with it and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with fragrance. Mary and Martha were probably there may have been other women there helping serve, but Mary and Martha were in a room full of men, and that was unusual. They were servants. They were, that's what they were considered as. But Mary took that moment to sit at Jesus' feet and to use that ointment, that perfume, that was probably the only thing of value that she had. Probably her and Martha, Lazarus, all of them. That may have been all the value that they had. And she took that and she poured it on Jesus' feet in front of all of those men without fear of condemnation, without fear of rebuke, without fear of anything. She sat there and she poured that ointment on his feet. And she used her hair, which it was a consensus last night that would be very difficult to do, to take your hair and rub on somebody's feet. Everybody kind of seemed to have a foot fetish last night. But she did that because she loved him that much. But Judas Iscariot, one of his disciples, the one who would betray him, said, "That perfume was worth a small fortune. It should have been sold and the money given to the poor." Not that he cared for the poor. He was a thief who was in charge of the disciples' funds, and he often took some of it for his own use. He didn't care, but he sure was going to rebuke her. He sure was going to condemn her right then and there in front of everybody, trying to humiliate her. Jesus replied, "Leave her alone. She did it in preparation for my burial. You will always have poor among you, but I will not be here with you much longer." Jesus defended her because Jesus knew her heart. And Jesus knew what she was doing it for. And he knew the love that Mary had for him. She took her attention and put it solely on Jesus. She wasn't focused on the meal. She wasn't focused on the people. She wasn't focused on anything other than Jesus. And sometimes we get so distraught and so distracted that we take our eyes off of Jesus. And we have a hard time getting away from those distractions and bringing ourselves back to Jesus, bringing our focus back to him. And I know over the last 24 hours that's what I have to do. Is I have to not worry about the condemnation, about the rebuke, about the humiliation. I have to not worry about that. I have to worry about sitting at the feet of Jesus and he being my sole focus. Some days that's hard. But I know he loves me that much. I'm sorry. I'm emotional today. Talking about Jesus some days gets me that way. But I also know that Jesus is saying, leave her alone. Leave her alone. He's defending me. I have no doubt about that. He's fighting my battles for me. I don't have to fight him. I need to let him go. And I need to lay him at the feet of Jesus and just allow him to do that for me. Instead of keep letting the distractions take my eyes off of Jesus and off of the calling that he has placed on my life, I have to lay it at his feet and I have to ask him continually, renew me, refresh me, help me to see what you would have me to do. And I need to follow that without hesitation, without thought of what somebody else is going to do, just like Mary did. She did not hesitate. She sat at his feet. She took that expensive perfume, that expensive ointment, and she used it. She didn't care what anybody else said. She did it. because she loved her Jesus that much. What would our world be like if not only did we love our Jesus that much, but we loved other people that much? The world we live in would be a much, much better place. So today, my challenge to you is to be a Mary. Get at the feet of Jesus. Hear what he's teaching. Hear what he's telling you. Yes, there may be times that he corrects you, and yes, it may hurt. Correction is not easy. It's not fun, but it's necessary, because sometimes we need to get our eyes off of that problem and back on him and what he has for us and the task that he has set before us. So whether you want to be salty, which so many people want to be today, they just want to be salty, or you want to be sweet, the choice is yours. You can do what Jesus has asked. You can put your focus back on him. You can put your focus back on loving the people that he has put in your life, loving the people that he has put in your sphere of influence, whatever you want, however you want to call it. Because it's not a competition. Martha and Mary were not competing with one another. Their personalities blended well, and they got things accomplished together. It's not competition. It's about loving Jesus and being all that we can be in him. So today, I just challenge you to get at his feet, to sit and be taught by the one who loves us more than anything else in this world. I hope you guys have a great, great, great day. Men, don't forget, tomorrow night you have men's meeting at 7. Not tomorrow night, but the following Tuesday night, you guys will be having a shrimp boil. And I think they're going to fry some gator and stuff. So that will be tomorrow, or that will be next Tuesday on the 17th. Then Wednesday night we'll have youth as normal. It is fall break, so I hope everybody has a great time if they get to go somewhere to enjoy that. If you're just staying at home and taking some much needed rest and downtime from a busy schedule, I pray that you enjoy that as well. Our fall festival is going to be October the 25th. It is the last Wednesday in October. We're going to start at 6 o'clock. It'll go till 8. We'll have hot dogs, hay rides, and games and candy and whatever. If you want to help, we do need help. We do have Zoo to You coming. They're going to bring goats and ferrets. So we do have that coming. So if you'd like to help, we could always use help. Or if you have any games that we can set up and use, we would love to be able to have some extra games as well. I want to thank our social media sponsors, Dawn and Sheila Ferris, Howard and Janice Clark, Leonard and Debbie Spencer, Gordon and Dee Kennard, Genesis Home Health, Turnbow Trailers, Parco Tax and Services, My Travel Misha, Stacy Reese, Watkins Family, Travis Holloway, and Ted and Alicia Crocker. I thank them so much for pouring into this ministry, because without them, we couldn't do what we do with our daily lives, with our Facebook lives we do every Sunday, with getting the word out. Also on October the 22nd, our praise team is having a chili cook-off contest, and they're trying to raise money for some much needed equipment. They're having a raffling off a DeWalt drill, or a DeWalt toolkit, and then a ice chest. So get with one of the praise team members if you want to do that. The cost to enter the chili cook-off is $20. So if you want to do that, please just get in contact with one of the praise team, and they can kind of guide you on what to do. So I hope you guys have a great, great Monday. I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow. Have a great day.